This one comes from the latest Bond movie, Casino Royale. Bond is surrounded by bad guys, seemingly no escape. When he spies a propane tank, he whips out his gun and shoots it.
Yeah, he's like 20 feet away. He sees a 100-pound propane tank, shoots it with the 9mm. It explodes, and he survives.
In the movie, our secret agent hero's got himself in a tight corner. Bond spies a propane tank 20 feet away. He whips out his 9mm Walter P99, fires a shot, sparking a giant fireball that lets him get away. It's a classic Bond maneuver. But is it an escape strategy to gamble your life on?
All right, you guys, how do you want to test this one?
I think we should start out by getting some empty propane tanks and shooting them with a 9mm, just to see if we can pierce them. Now, if we can't pierce them, I think we should step up to bigger and bigger guns and keep shooting until we find a gun that can.
And once we can pierce the tank, we should fill it with propane and find out if the tank can explode.
All right, sounds like we're going to need a lot of guns and a lot of propane tanks.
Tanked up and firing on all cylinders, it's straight to the Alameda bomb range. There's no messing about on this myth. Right away, the team unload an empty canister and put safety shields in place. After all, they all want to die another day, and not today.
All right, what's the plan?
Well, first off, we need to see if you can penetrate a gas cylinder before we start putting propane in it.
I think we should start with the 9mm, because that's what James Bond used in the movie.
Perfect. Let's do it.
It's a plot even Blofeld couldn't crack. From 20 feet, Carrie's firing the Walter P99 handgun. Same gun Bond used, same distance. But different result.
So the first test was with the 9mm. Shot it once, didn't pierce the tank. Shot it a second time, still didn't pierce the tank. And we couldn't get any sort of piercing into this tank.
Has the movie myth fallen foul of our gun-toting team already?
We pretty much busted this myth already. I mean, in the movie, he's using a 9mm and he punctures the tank. We've shot it twice, haven't been able to puncture it.
It's not going to happen.
Well, good thing we brought the entire Mythbusters arsenal.
Sure is, because after one test, it's not looking good for this Bond movie moment. But in the words of Dr. No, we never fail, Mr. Bond. And we're not leaving without a fireball. It's the Mythbusters James Bond Special. And Cary Grant and Tori are dancing around the question, could you spark a massive explosion by shooting a propane gas tank just like 007 did in Casino Royale? Well, Bond's 9mm's been blown away.
We've shot it twice, haven't been able to puncture it.
It's not going to happen.
So, like Bond at the casino, Tori's raised the stakes and reached for the shotgun.
Look at that hole.
Let's see if it made it all the way through. Oh, not quite. Check it out. Almost, though.
Yeah.
But almost is not enough. For a big Bond bang, Cary reckons they need a gun that can slice through the front and the back of the tank.
Next, we're using the 30-06, and I think that this might be the gun that could create the fireball, because I think that bullet is going to penetrate the front and the back of the tank, and I think it might be able to make an entry wound, add oxygen into the environment, and then possibly spark on the way out.
Cary's got the theory, and Grant's got the gun. But not the lines.
My name is Grant Imahara. What's my name?
Oh, great. Let's hope your aim's a little more 007.
Nice shot.
Nice shot, Bond.
Well, thank you.
The rifles ruptured the tank not once, but twice, at the front and through the back. But where does that leave Mr. Bond and his Walter P99?
Well, looks like we can bust the myth right here. I mean, the 9mm that James Bond used doesn't even pierce the tank.
Yeah, but we have two weapons that will puncture those tanks, the shotgun and the 30-06. Why don't we take those and shoot a full tank of propane gas and see what happens, see if it blows up into a ball of fire.
Well, before we start playing with fire, can we please change out of these completely flammable clothes?
Yeah, I'm sick of these monkey suits.
There's no monkey business back at the bomb range. Our intrepid trio are dealing with 22 gallons of highly flammable propane, packed at 240 psi. Even the steel tank's got a license to kill.
Any pressurized tank, potentially if you pierce it, could turn into a rocket. This one is much more dangerous because it adds the fact that the gas that you're pressurizing the tank with is flammable.
It's a life-threatening scenario, so the tank is staked to the ground and the team will fire from a safe distance away.
You know, one thing would be kind of cool is if we dress up Buster like James Bond, put him 20 feet away, and see what happens to him if this thing does explode, because he could potentially get burned up.
He sure could, because this round carries shooting a full tank of propane with the high-powered rifle.
The reason why the 30-06 might work is because we're using armor-piercing rounds, and that's a piece of steel surrounded by lead. Now, when that bullet goes through the first wall of the tank, the lead could shear away, leaving just the steel. And when that steel hits that second wall, we could create a spark.
The tank's locked and loaded. Buster Bond's standing by, and Carrie's got her gun.
Are you ready, Miss Moneypenny?
Quite ready.
Moneypenny never packed a piece like this.
3, 2, 1.
Nice shot! Good shot!
Thank you.
The high-speed camera shows the armor-piercing bullets slicing through the cylinder, like Bond at a pajama party, but without the resulting bang.
Wow! That's great! But no explosion. No.
But right on the money, Penny.
The team have the propane tank myth on the run, but can they find the right bullet to blow it away? The Casino Royale exploding propane tank myth is busted. Bond's 9mm couldn't even pierce the tank. And even when the team used a high-velocity rifle with armor-piercing bullets, there was a good head of steam, but no explosion. But Carrie's got a hot idea.
None of this regular stuff's gonna do it. We're gonna need something with a little fire, so we're moving on to a tracer round.
It's possible Bond could be packing tracers, but gun guru Frank Tabor reckons he'd need more than a single shot.
You may have to shoot it twice. Once to pierce it, and the second one maybe to ignite the ball of gases that come out. We'll find out.
Yeah!
Tori's pumped, and the tracers are locked and loaded. The first tracer's lit up like Christmas Jones, releasing a huge cloud of flammable gas. In comes the second, and the third, but...
I can't believe this. No explosion.
Yeah, but I saw the tracer rounds definitely lit up.
So the tracer rounds went in, it punctured the tank. It should have ignited, but it didn't.
This myth's not just double busted, it's triple busted. No bullets triggered the mighty Bond kaboom.
That's it. I am so over bullets. We even tried a tracer round, which is basically a bullet on fire, and we couldn't get any explosion out of a propane tank. So we're moving on to high explosives, something that will guarantee a really James Bond ending to this story.
And if you want a Bond-worthy explosion, bomb technician J.D. Nelson's the go-to guy. He attaches a small amount of incendiary explosives to the tank and rolls out the charge. While Buster Bond stays 20 feet from the tank, the team retreat to the safety of their blast-proof lair.
Anybody else feel like an evil genius?
Bye-bye, 00 Buster!
Today, propane tanks. Tomorrow, world domination.
You've seen your last martini, 003. In 3, 2, 1.
That was the biggest ball of flame I've ever seen! Oh, that was rad!
Now that's what you'd call a real thunderball. Remember, all J.D. added was enough explosive to rupture the tank and ignite the gas. The rest was pure propane, and it sure knocked the living daylights out of this dummy.
Oh, it's melted! Look at this! Oh.
Who's taking the tux back to the rental place?
Shoot.
Oh.
You know what? You might be able to take out an army of bad guys with an explosion this big, but you're going to take yourself out, too.
Yeah, you don't want to be anywhere near that.
He looks more like the villains now.
Buster Bond's lucky to have kept his head. The tank's been blown to smithereens.
Wow. Oh, dude, you peeled it right open.
It's like, that's crazy.
That's
Where's
awesome.
the top?
The top is over there.
Mythbusters, was this a successful day?
Absolutely.
Fantastic.
I'm happy.
Let's walk off into the sunset. What do you
right.
say?
Wow.
You know, we got a few more of those cans of propane.
And you could bet we're going to use them.